4 touchdown passes today. Cam, what went right with the offense?
Just execution, and we kind of had like a lull right there in the second quarter, and we had to pick up the intensity coming out the second half. I'm very happy, the preparation going into this week, and it showed, and more happy that the moment wasn't big for certain people. Obviously the defense, was extremely good in getting the ball back to us. Demir Bird, Lil Bud, man, he was great. He made most of each and every opportunity that he got. And even the plays that Fon didn't have a big day statistically on the catch thing, but, still staying on top of, doing the little things right. Obviously Greg, C-Mac, and the Caucasian invasion, those guys, man, they came and had a great game. And we're going to need that more moving forward.
Speaking of the Caucasian invasion, can you talk a little bit more about what you were seeing as far as him finding the daylight and being able to use his short area quickness and agility speed?
Well, with C-Mac, he just has to feel more comfortable. And I often forget that he's just a rookie, man. And the more football that he sees, the more that he understands. It's a lot of being on the same page, kind of similar to Greg. Greg, being back for a couple weeks now, he's starting to feel, get back to his regular self and just finding the open zones and open holes. And, if those guys can consistently do that for us, that's going to open up the Funds, the Birds, and even the West Coast Clay. I don't know the status of Dragonfly yet, but, hope for the best for him.
How much more fun are you personally having, when you think about some of the ups and downs from the beginning of the season, now that the offense is starting to get rhythm, like your personal joy, just your personal happiness right now?
I'm just happy that we're winning. I always say it, but we know how to keep a game interesting there at the end. Having Aaron Rodgers and him catching fire late at the end, we just have to be more disciplined offensively to make sure that the ball ends with us on the field saying that, we get the first downs that we need be. But, there's a lot of things that we need to get better at, and that's what, tomorrow will show us, and, I'm happy for it.
Cam, on his first touchdown, when you saw it live, or even after the first free play, did you think there was any way that he'd actually come down with that inbounds?
I guess it pays to have little cheeks. You know what I'm saying? And I say that, not in that type of way, but just side story, in the huddle, and I told him, I was like, Craig, you're being obnoxious right now. No, he did not catch it. He didn't catch it. Don't waste the timeout. Coach, no. I said, Greg, whose team are you on right now? And then he called, I see the red flag, and then that's when he just goes berserk. No, I'm telling you, he was out. After review of the play, the receiver did possess the football inside the touchdown. Good job. And then he just leaves. I'm like, man, what is... But that was funny for us to see Greg. He's the chaperone in the huddle, and serious he is. I have to call the play to him to make sure that it's right, and then he calls it to everybody else, or he fixes it. So I'm glad that he was wrong on that particular play.
Obviously, you've used McCaffrey in a lot of different ways on offense. 9 of the first 15 plays. How much has he progressed this year, and how much confidence do you have?
Like I say, you kind of forget, he's a rookie, but his importance in this offense, and his role may not be glaring, that he this, that, or rookie of the year or whatnot. I'm not negating that from him, but he's such a methodical person that gets a lot of undisclosed things that we need him for, you know what I'm saying? And, he's a guy that does a great job catching out the backfield. He played everywhere today. We had him at receiver, had him in the slot, he had him in the backfield. He can pass. He had one of those moments. I was open, but he was trying to block my blessing. But needless to say, he's an all-around football player that you love to have on your team.
Cam, some very serious allegations today about your owner, sexual harassment, use of a racial slur. What are your thoughts on that?
I heard about it, but I haven't, really dug into it. And I just recently seeing the internal investigation about all that. But, one thing about it, man, Mr. Richardson has been an unbelievable source in my life. I can't really speak on nobody else, but I have conversations that, because in my life, it's hard for me to kind of talk to certain people with them not being able to understand where I'm coming from. And I found a place of a refuge, with Mr. Richardson. And with him being the Carolina Panthers, founder and owner, a lot of things come out, for him. But, as I, constantly play for this organization, I hear more and more things about him, the man that he is, what he's done for his family, what he's done for multiple families. So, like I said, I really haven't dug into the investigation or dug into the story, but I know personally for me, man, he's given me an opportunity to make a big impact in my family.
Outside of your personal experience, though, to what degree do the allegations concern you, particularly in this environment of the Me Too movement? There are a lot of men out there who have been accused right now of very serious things regarding sexual harassment and what have you that have been going on in the media right now. So outside of you knowing all of the details that include possible settlements to female employees, comments made on Jeans Friday about women's bodies and things like that, to what degree does that concern you?
That's a very serious, that's something extremely serious right now, especially when you see so many people getting, picked out because of the things that they've done in the past. So, I don't take that lightly. I was just telling you my personal experiences with Mr. Richardson and how he has had such a father-like role to a lot of players in that locker room that's present and, past. So for me, I hope, things doesn't, alter my thinking of Mr. Richardson. But for what I do know, man, he's given, me some things that, I just will forever be appreciative for him.
Ken, what's it say to the fact this team was, with all that going on, all the talk about Aaron Rodgers come back, you guys were able to keep all the focus on the field?
That was pretty much our chip, though. That was our chip. Being that, information did kind of get pointed out to us that people have been sitting on this story for a long time. And the fact that we're in a position right now, as well as not getting the notoriety of our team's success up until this point, has been about, another individual. And we're kind of been used to it. We've been kind of weathering the storm, not letting the minutia of the media kind of affect and alter our focus. We control the narrative, as Coach always says, and, we go out and do our job, be professionals about it, understand, what your number one priority is, and everything else falls second, third, and fourth. So we still want to keep that professional approach to it, and we're just going to keep moving forward.
Cam, if those allegations are proven true through this investigation, one of the trends that's been going on with some of these high-profile men with these allegations that you've seen them kind of abdicate their role from the business that they're associated with or what have you. Can you imagine a scenario where Richardson would, have to reduce his profile or association with this organization as a result of that, especially given the relationship you were just detailing?
Right. Well, to be honest with you, it's just too early to tell. Like I say, I'm answering questions that I really don't know what the factual, statements are. So I really can't get to you with that. But like I said, I think highly of Mr. Richardson, and it just takes only time until the truth comes out.
Cam, with Greg and Ryan kind of back healthy and Christian hitting his stride, do you feel like this team is kind of peaking at the right time?
Absolutely, but we're still in second place. We play this game for one reason, and that's to try to get yourselves mended up, for the long haul. And if we have to go the long haul, I believe that we're equipped to do that. But yet, we still need some things to work out in our favor. But with those things happening, we're still going to take care of business for ourselves as well.
We got to go, guys.
Thank you.